I'm back. So I hope everyone's quarantine is going as good as it can, I guess. I don't know. Mine's going, it's going slowly. But I was just getting like bored, and I feel like it's really easy when you're a makeup artist to just get stuck in the same routine and like doing the same things. It's hard right now, especially in quarantine, when we're stuck by ourselves and not working on clients or anything like that. And I feel like it's really easy to just do the same thing over and over on your face. So I thought it would be really fun to text all my friends who are makeup artists and find out their favorite tips, tricks, techniques for makeup, for like any step of makeup, and do a full face using those techniques. I'm super excited. We're gonna start with the eyes because my first tip is an eye trick that we have to do before we do skin. So let's just get right into it. Okay guys, I'm back. So I just threw on these matte browns in the cream shade from the Thirsty palette. My first tip is from my good friend Karla. I met her when we worked at MAC together. We were both new hires, and we've been friends for what, like almost a year and a half now. So I'm gonna insert like the clip of their, that looked such like a claw. Okay, I'm gonna insert like their tip right here, and I'll insert a pic of them just to show like all my artist friends. They're so talented and they're just so good, and they all inspire me, and they all support me too, which is like the nicest thing ever. I don't know, I don't even know why, but they're all like so talented. So I'll insert that stuff over here, and then we'll talk about the tip really quick. So Karla said that for her winged liner, she likes to kind of make it a little bit messy and then clean it up with a makeup wipe so it's really, really sharp, and to do this before you do your skin. I don't tend to really clean up my liner like that because I get nervous that it's gonna be uneven, and I'm someone who just kind of will like mess with it until I get the shape that I want. For this, I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath liner just because I feel like I can make it a bit messy because it's like an ink liner. With my gel liners, when it's in like a pot like this, it's pretty easy to control. So I'm gonna mess around with this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and do the wings really quick, and then I'll be back so that we can clean it up. Okay, a little scared. I did what Karla said, in her words, a messy glob of eyeliner to then clean up. So that looks like a messy glob to me. Makeup wipes. A little bit nervous. I'm wondering if it's still gonna look bad. Whoa. Also, by the way, I still don't like the Pat McGrath pen. Damn, okay. It definitely helps with like the angle of it. I still don't like it. I also hate liner on myself. It doesn't look bad. I'm not mad at it. Like, it just looks like winged liner. And I guess the makeup wipe did clean it up all right. The only thing I think maybe I didn't like about this is that I feel like it kind of breaks it apart near the end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with a little bit of a gel liner to like reinforce it, because I feel like it gives me more control. Gonna take my MAC Chroma line. Okay, I'm back. I feel like this is as good as I'm gonna get it. It looks fine, like it, whatever. It's chill. Not my favorite time I've done liner, but also it's like not the worst time I've ever done liner. 9 times out of 10, I do, if I'm doing wing liner, I do it before my skin in case something like this happens. Next, I'm gonna put my lashes on now because otherwise I'm gonna be sitting through the whole rest of this freaking thing looking at myself with no eyelashes and winged liner on, and I'm gonna go freaking crazy. So my next tip, trick, technique, whatever, I'll just say technique, is from one of my really good friends, Loran. She's crazy, but I love her. And her first tip was she shaves off the ends of her eyebrows so that she can create like a really high arch. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And I was like, give me another tip. And so she told me that she actually puts her lash glue on her eyelid instead of on the lash itself. And I was like, okay, so let's try it. Again, all of my artist friends, they're so talented. I'm not gonna say that every time, but just know that they are. I'm just gonna use black lash glue. I'm actually kind of nervous. This is such an interesting tip. I actually saw Desi Perkins did this the other day. That actually applied really nicely. And I'm wearing Malibu Lash Co. in the style Cali. And this glue is from MGS Beauty. They're like a smaller indie brand. You can find them on Instagram. This glue is really nice, and I hate black lash glue. Okay, that's the only thing that I think may be an issue is I got glue in my actual lashes. That was actually surprisingly like super easy. So cool. Thanks, Loran. I don't know if I'll do it again. I might, because sometimes like my House of Lashes glue gets really stuck on my lashes. So
kind of fun, kind of fresh.
Just gonna take some hand sanitizer. This is from Venus Beauty. Check them out on Instagram. My friend started a makeup company and she's doing hand sanitizers right now with everything going on. They're all natural. All her stuff is like vegan, cruelty free. And I'm allergic to tea tree oil, so she made me one without tea tree. So DM her. It's called Venus Beauty Shop. So good. We're gonna start on skin. Kind of gonna do some skincare. So this is from my friend Kai. I met Kai through Karla, who I worked with at MAC. Karla and Kai are best friends. And he would like comment to the counter sometimes, just say hey, and then we're chill. And he's so talented. He also does drag. He's literally the best ever. So he told me this is like a skin prep step. Put on my facial oil before my serum and moisturizer for a natural glow, and don't use primer. It helps so much with how radiant your skin looks, and you don't have to worry about products sliding off. Since there's oil under your complexion products, excess oil is likely to come up. First, I'm gonna take my rosehip oil. Just get this at like Whole Foods. Also really like the Ordinary Argan Oil. It's like $6 at Sephora. Next, he said to do my serum and then my moisturizer. So normally you do serum, oil moisturizer, I think. So we'll take my Cora Vitamin C serum. This is gonna help to reduce pigmentation and dark spots. I'm gonna take my Milk Makeup, and it's their vegan milk moisturizer. This has niacinamides in it, which is amazing because it's gonna help to smooth your skin. So I really love something like this under makeup instead of a primer. It was really, really great. The next tip is from my good friend Pri. Pri was my best friend who worked at MAC with me. Literally love her more than words. She's the best ever. We've also been friends for like, almost a year and a half now.
That's crazy.
I don't have text or anything because we just FaceTimed. And so she gave me, I guess like 5 tips actually. But the first one is instead of using a primer, to actually just put a light layer of translucent powder in this area right here. So I'm gonna try that. I believe I tried this one other time, but I also used a primer and I didn't love it. I'm not an overly oily person, which is typically what this is for, to kind of like reduce oil. But Pri is actually dry, so I'm gonna try this out. And this actually works because Kai told me to not use a primer. So taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Kai, I got you. And then I'm just gonna work it into my hand. And then I'm just gonna press into this area. Awesome, it looks really smooth and it doesn't feel cakey or anything. So my friend Ethan, who I met via Kai, who's Karla's best friend. Ethan and Kai are like besties, and I met Ethan and he's literally my favorite. Oh my God, I love him. So Ethan's tip for me was he color corrects under his eyes before his foundation, concealer, and powder. I used to do this actually, so let's do it. I'm gonna take my MAC Bright Forecast and just color correct. I'm gonna be back for nose contour. So I'm gonna do the rest of my complexion, my foundation, concealer, cream contour, and be back for nose. I did my cream contour, I did my foundation, my MAC Studio Fix Fluid, my Morphe concealer, and I started my cream contour with my Fenty Mocha Matchstick like usual. Now, my next tip from Priscilla was to do a really snatched nose contour with like baking and stuff. So my nose is probably the one thing on my face that I like honestly don't hate, so I never really contour it, but we're gonna do like a snatched nose contour today. I'm gonna take more of this. I'm gonna do cream and powder contour for this because that is what a snatched nose contour entails. So I'm gonna take this small brush from Sephora and Makeup by Mario. And since I'm not trying to change the shape of my nose, I'm just trying to like super define it, I'm honestly just gonna press against the sides right here and go up into the eyebrows. So that's the shape that I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna take along the bridge of the nose my Morphe concealer. Cool, so I'm just gonna set my face really quick and then we'll move on to the next few tips. They're actually contour and bronzer tips, so. Alrighty, cool. So I just set my face with my Laura Mercier translucent and translucent glow powders, of course. My next tip is from Priscilla, and she said to spray throughout her routine. I actually do this technique a lot. I'm gonna use the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. What this does is really help to meld everything together and make sure everything's really melting into the skin rather than just sitting on top, and it gives a lot less of a powdery finish at the end, and it helps to keep that like really nice glow to the skin. Now we're gonna do my nose contour. We're gonna finish it up. I'm gonna take my Fenty bronzer and just the eyeshadow brush that I use. You wanna use something small if you're going for like a very snatched nose contour. And we're just gonna go in the same areas where I already have that cream contour and just define it. Next, I have a couple of bronzer tips. My first bronzer tip is from my friend Natasha, who I love so much. We met at Sephora. She's literally the best. And she said, always blend your bronzer upwards, never down, to keep it from looking muddy, which yes, so true, agreed. I feel like sometimes I forget and I'm just like, so. And then my other tip from Priscilla, she just wants me to do a really warm bronzer and do a lot of it because she's noticed that I don't really do a lot of bronzer, and she wants it to just be like really warm and dramatic bronzer because I'm like a really like kind of soft contour, soft bronzer and like blush girl. So she just wants me to use Dark Golden from MAC and do something like really warm. And then my next tip from Karla was she likes to take the leftover bronzer after she's done bronzing her face and just dust it on the nose to bring some of the warmth back to the center of her face. So I'm gonna do my blush really quick and clean this up. Okay, I had to move because the lighting's being like hella crazy. Because Pri said we need to do like that harsh nose contour with baking. That's what we're gonna do. Taking my angled sponge, on the outside of where the darkness is, we're gonna press it. And then I'm gonna take some down the bridge of my nose too. Okay, next tips are brow tips. The first one was from Kai. Posey, what's up? You wanna come say hi? Look at her eyes in the sunshine. You are so cute. I love you. Kai said, I do my brows after my eyeshadow so that brows look more fresh and natural, especially since you do the feathery brow, because he knows I love a feathery brow. I already do my brows after eyeshadow and everything, so I do this tip all the time. So. And then my friend Nancy, literally love her to death. She's so talented. Met her at Sephora. She said, she shapes her brows before she fills them in. So I'm gonna try and do that a little bit more with the pen, actually create the shape of the brow rather than just kind of like filling them in with the strokes, if that makes sense. Taking my e.l.f. brow gel first. I'm gonna take my Sephora microblading brow pen and I'm really gonna try and create the shape of the brow by going all the way in and kind of stamping it and then dragging it out. Because normally you're just kind of going in, I'm actually going in and setting a couple place marks so that we really can see where that arch is gonna start.
Yes, so freaking cute.
I usually don't have that structured of a arch and it just shapes it so beautifully. Awesome. Next, we're gonna do highlighting. I have a highlighting tip from Miss Natasha. Like Pri said, we are going to spray continuously throughout the routine. I always spray before highlighter. My highlighting technique from Miss Natasha is to avoid textured areas when you're applying highlight. I'm gonna try my best. That's very important, especially when I do clients because they don't like to see texture on their skin. So I'm gonna use a smaller Morphe brush to highlight today. Also, I'm using my JLo X ink blot highlight. I do have a tiny little bump right here, but it's pretty much exactly where I need to put highlighter, so. Cool, so my eye tip from Priscilla was to do the inner corner liner and kind of drag it out. I'll insert the picture of the girl she DM'd me. Pri said she's been doing this with her winged eyeliner lately. She's been loving it, which is funny because I've actually been doing this a lot with my winged eyeliner lately. If you've been following my Instagram, if you're not.
Why? You don't even have to listen to me talk all day. Like, follow it.
I'm just gonna take my MAC Chromaline. Okay, so the inner corner liner's done. I'm just gonna pop some nude in my waterline. My last tip from Priscilla was to leave the bottom of my eyes like totally blank, like no mascara, like no eyeshadow on bottom, no nothing. I'll insert the picture of the girl she sent me that like doesn't do anything on the bottom. But I'm just gonna pop a little bit of mascara on the bottom and then I'll be back. Pri gave me a tip. She wants me to like hella overline my lips. And what Priscilla does is she goes across her Cupid's bow so that her lips look bigger. So she wants me to like super overline to get that really like big pouty lip and do that technique. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my stripped down lip liner from MAC and we'll just kind of speed through this whole process. Perfect, nice and overlined. And then I'm just gonna top off everything with setting spray. Of course, like Pri said, you need to spray a lot. Okay guys, here is the final look. Literally all of my artist friends like,
they're so talented, what the heck?
thank you so much. Pri, Kai, Karla, Loran, Natasha, Ethan, Nancy. You guys are so awesome. You guys literally keep me going. I love seeing your artistry. I'm so lucky to have you guys supporting me and inspiring me all the time. Guys, literally look, cause I followed their tips, my makeup turned out so good. I'm actually obsessed with this look. It's so minimalistic yet so pretty at the same time. Some days I feel really inspired, some days I'm really stuck in a rut, and this is just a great way for me to get re-inspired and try new things. So thank you guys so much for watching and just taking time out of your day to support me. Literally
So cute.
I love that for me and for you and for everyone.
that's so nice. Please continue to stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside, and we're gonna get through this. And again, thank you for watching. I literally love you the most ever. Bye. Hi, I'm back. It's like a little while later.
I'm literally embarrassed.
After I cleaned up my eyeliner, I like totally didn't realize that there was skin missing where I like didn't fix it after I like wiped it with a makeup wipe. And I feel like you can see it at the end of the video, so that's embarrassing. I would take the time to fix it now, but I'm just gonna go to bed. So yeah, I saw it and I didn't notice because the lashes were like really big. So yeah, sorry.
It's embarrassing. Bye.